Is training one set to muscular failure a scam? Is that a joke? How could that possibly work? Well, in fact, it is not a joke. And in fact, it does work because most of the literature actually shows that doing more sets does not mean that you are going to grow more muscle. There's only a few studies that show this, and usually it's meta-analysis. But if you go into the meta-analysis, read the studies that were included, most of them found no significant difference with different set volumes, anywhere from 1 set to 5 sets, 6 sets. There is no difference. And how could this possibly be? Because the goal of exercise is to recruit and exhaust muscle fibers. So how could you possibly do this in 1 set? Well, maybe not the way that you perform a set. It may not stimulate in 1 set. However, you want to take the muscles to muscular failure. Now, what most people don't understand is that muscular failure, it's not really an action that you did in the gym, but it's really a state of being of your muscles. So that state can exist from you having done 5 sets, 4 sets, 3 sets, 2 sets, or even 1 very high quality and focused set can get the job done. So in order to do that, you need to create a high amount of tension on the target muscles, and you need to let them produce force until they can no longer move the weight in a positive direction. So if we're talking bicep curls, you can no longer curl the weight. Now, I'm not saying it needs to be heavy weight, because likely it should not be. It should be a moderate weight, and I'm not saying you should move it fast. If you move the weight fast, you are actually accelerating the weight out of the bottom, whereas you are using muscle fibers to start the repetition, but then the weight actually free floats to the top, or at least has less tension than if you were to slowly use your muscles to muscularly raise the weight. Try this out. Try training with your reps slower and then using a moderate weight. You will find that it is far more challenging, and taking this to exhaustion is muscular failure. That is that state of being that we talked about. So that is your goal with training. You want to do it in as little sets as possible. Now, why is this? Because the more work you put in the gym, the more your body has to recover from before it can grow and add tissue on top of the muscles. So the less work you can do and the harder you can train and make sure that you reach that stimulus, the more efficient your training will be, and you will no longer need to train for very long or very often to make this happen. So hopefully this video helped you better understand muscular failure and how 1 set done well can achieve this, regardless of what you've been told or what the fitness industry has you believe.